You know that feeling, right? You're all excited to use an AI to help you out, only for it to hit you with that classic, super frustrating response.
It's a problem we've all faced. You're trying to get help with your own specific data, your company's documents, your internal systems, and the AI just completely draws a blank. It's supposed to be this brilliant thing, right? So what's missing?
This is probably the best way to think about it. A base large language model, or LLM, is like a brilliant intern. Super smart, can talk, can reason, can write beautifully, but they have absolutely zero memory of your business and no access to any of your tools or systems. They're brilliant, sure, but they're totally isolated.
So, to solve this brilliant intern problem and make our AI actually useful, we need to give it two things. We need to give it access to information, and we need to give it the ability to take action. To make that connection happen, to plug our intern into our world, we're going to unpack two of the most important ways of doing it: RAG and MCP.
So, how do we connect our intern? Well, these two approaches are fundamentally different. Let's break down that core difference right now.
Okay, this slide right here gets to the heart of it all. If you only remember one thing from this, make it this. RAG helps an AI know more by feeding it information. MCP helps an AI do more by giving it access to tools. It's kind of like the difference between a research assistant and a personal assistant.
And this table just breaks that core difference down even more. Just look at the purpose. RAG is about adding information, while MCP is all about taking action. And their data sources, totally different. We're talking static documents for RAG versus live systems for MCP. So let's dig into the details, and we'll start with RAG.
So, let's start with RAG. The best way to think about this is like giving our brilliant intern a key to the company library. We're not trying to teach them everything from scratch, but we are giving them the ability to look things up.
So what is RAG, really? It stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation, and it provides the AI with extra information right when it needs it. It retrieves relevant pieces of text from your knowledge bases and adds them to the prompt, which grounds the AI's answer in your specific facts. This is how you stop those weird AI hallucinations. It usually works by turning your documents into a kind of numerical representation in something called a vector database, which makes searching for the right info incredibly fast.
And what kind of information are we talking about? Well, RAG is an absolute beast when it comes to digesting all that static, unstructured, or semi-structured data. We're talking about the stuff your company runs on: employee handbooks, technical manuals, those endless PDFs, and internal websites.
So how does it actually work in practice? It's a pretty straightforward 5-step process. Let's use an example. First, you ask a question, like, hey, what's our vacation policy? Second, the system retrieves the most relevant bits of text from, say, the employee handbook PDF. Third, it returns that text. Fourth, it augments your original question with that text it just found. And finally, the LLM generates an answer based on that new, super context-rich prompt.
And the result is something like this. See how specific and grounded that is? It even tells you where it got the information. The AI isn't guessing anymore, it's summarizing the exact information it was just given. It literally knows more.
Okay, so our intern can now read the company library. That's a huge step up. But what if we want them to actually, do something? For that, we need to give them a toolkit, and that is where MCP comes in.
MCP is a whole different ballgame. It's not about feeding the AI documents, it's a communication protocol. Think of it as a standard language that lets an AI agent connect to all sorts of external systems, speaking their language, APIs, to get live data, execute actions, and even run entire workflows. The key takeaway here is that MCP is all about action. It's not just reading about the vacation policy. It's connecting to the HR system to get your personal, live vacation balance. It can update systems, submit forms, and kick off complicated processes all on your behalf.
The process here is also 5 steps, but you'll see it's completely focused on action. Let's say you ask, how many vacation days do I have? First, the model discovers what tools it has access to, like maybe the HR system's API. Second, it understands how to use that tool. Third, it comes up with a plan to call that tool to get your info. Fourth, it executes that call, securely retrieving your data. And finally, it integrates that live result right into its final answer.
And right here, you see the massive difference. The response isn't just information. It's live, personal data followed by a call to action. The AI didn't just state a fact from a document. It actually checked a system and is now offering to do something for you. It can do more.
So, we've got RAG for knowing,
and MCP for doing. One's a librarian, the other's a task manager. This, of course, leads to a pretty big question.
Do you really have to choose one or the other, or can our brilliant intern have both a library card and a toolkit?
Oh, absolutely. The most powerful and sophisticated AI systems almost always need both. And what's really cool is how they can play together. An MCP agent, which is all about taking action, might realize that one of its best tools for answering a question is actually a RAG system that can search through all the company documents.
So to bring it all home, RAG is about knowing more by retrieving knowledge. MCP is about doing more by using tools. The real magic isn't in choosing one over the other, but in building a system that's smart enough to know when to look something up and when to take action.
And that leaves us with one final thought for you to take with you. As you think about your next AI project, just ask yourself this simple question. Are you trying to build a librarian that can give expert answers from your documents, or are you trying to build a task manager that can act on your behalf? The answer to that will tell you exactly where to start.